Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to play with our friend The Flash. I'm a little tiny bit early today, so we'll do a thing or two before we get started. But before that, let me finish adjusting my settings over here. Hello, Costas. Almost there. There we go. So to give a chance to people to log in, let's go play. Let's go play on duty a bit. Basically, there's a lot of you guys who still wonder how do you get free stabilizers. Quite simply, it's you have to go through the event tab and play the stabilizer fragmentation. So let's do that right now. Hello, Tyson. Hello, Ghost. Hello, Fricton. Sorry. The tongue slipped for a bit. I should have made a Supergirl video for the Supergirl episode yesterday, but yesterday there was a Supergirl and then there was a Lucifer, and it was pretty late, so I didn't end up doing a Supergirl video. Well, I'll try to make it a bit later tonight. Oh, tonight there should be only the Flash. Actually, no, tonight there's the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Holy crap! I'll try to make at least the Supergirl video tonight, and we'll see about possibly making the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow tomorrow. I guess we'll see. Hello, XV. Ah, that's good, Eric. I didn't get the chance to look it up. Basically, once you reach combat rating 150 or something, there's only a select few missions you can really do to try to increase your CR. And I should have looked into that. Sorry about that. No, I'm good, this universe, but thanks. Although if you could help Eric, why not? If you just wait a second, Eric, we'll take a look at the missions, and I'll try to suggest one thing or two. So let's give a little bow to our friend. I'm not sure why sometimes it doesn't work. Oh, the bow is broken. I'm so sad now. The Phoenix material, you get it from the Amazonian time capsule, but it's a really, really rare drop. You can also buy it from the broker, but on the broker, it's very expensive. And why isn't my bow not working? Oh, there we go. Not sure why it didn't work before. I thought the new Flash was annoying. It could be that I'm so used to the Flash we have on the TV show. But he was trying a little too hard to be jokey. And like he was trying to run funny, and half of the jokes he was making I thought weren't very funny. It's not that I'm against the Flash being jokey. We had a jokey Flash before. Hello, Shadow. Basically, Wally West for a long time, he pretty much was the jokey Flash. Like when the Wally West was in the Justice League cartoon, he was the comic relief, so he was the jokey Flash. There are various time capsules. Do I have them? I have them on my other character. Actually, let's look at the broker. There's I don't know, about 6, 8 time capsules by now. I forget. Now let's go see our Green Lantern base. I'll be able to show you my Green Lantern base at the same time. Oh, Fate Corrupt is the Batman. I love that. I love, as you obviously know, I love iconic characters. I love playing iconic characters. I love getting the styles to create iconic characters, obviously. So anyone who is the Batman is okay in my book. Right now, for those who want the Phoenix material, sadly, well, let's take a look at if you can purchase just the material itself. This is on US PlayStation 4. Also, it's the same price also on US PC. But if you play on the European servers, if you play on Xbox, prices will be very different. I don't remember where the. There we go. So right now, just for the material, it's $150 million. So you can purchase it on the broker, but it is very expensive. If you want to purchase the collections, the most expensive collections are holy crap. It's even worse. Like you can see, one of them is like actually 3 million, not so bad. One of them is like 200 million. Yeah, the prices are very expensive. The other option is to purchase the Amazon time capsule. So let's see. But for the Amazon time capsule, you're gonna have to open a few hundreds. Unless you're really lucky, you're gonna have to open a few hundred time capsules in order to be able to get the collection. It can be done, but it'll be expensive. And right now, you can see the Amazon time capsule are 45,000 each. I'm not sure if people were really duplicating them because that happens from time to time. Hello, Rob. That happens from time to time. Sometimes you'll see an item that is not on the broker a lot for a while, and then all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of items that are dropped on the broker at the same time. Sometimes people will do that expecting like maybe the item will come back, and right now is a good time to sell. Basically, there are people who are holding items in their shared bank or in their bank, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping that at some point they will be able to sell that item for 100, 200, 300 million dollars. The thing with the Phoenix material, for example, is that we know that once in a while the Amazon time capsule will come back in the game. So when that happens, the price for the Phoenix material should go down, and the same for the price for the Amazon time capsules. So at some point, let's say you reach a point where you think that maybe the next time capsule will be the Amazon time capsule coming back. Well, then you're going to try to sell your Phoenix material. The problem is that a dozen other guys could be thinking the same thing you are and decide to put it also on sale at the same time. So that's one of the reasons why you could see a whole bunch of Phoenix material appear on the broker at the same time because people are thinking that the price will go down soon, so they're trying to sell it while they're still worth as much a lot of money. Oh, the stare down when Superman sees the Flash running at super speed. That is a good scene. The issue I had with that scene is that very early in the film they established that Wonder Woman also has super speed. When you have the scene with Wonder Woman when she stops the evil terrorists who are trying to blow up, what was it, a museum in Paris or a bank in Paris, I forget. When they try to blow up basically the building, you have Wonder Woman who rushes in, and then you have this evil terrorist who starts shooting with his machine gun, and Wonder Woman at super speed blocks every single bullet. So right there, they established that Wonder Woman also has super speed. But somehow in that one scene, she forgot that she had super speed. You had the Flash going at super speed, then we find out that Superman is as fast as the Flash, and somehow Wonder Woman was acting as if she didn't have super speed anymore. So that even though the scene was really cool, I couldn't help but wonder why if truly this is what's happening, why isn't Wonder Woman also moving at super speed? Anyway, so well, for the Redwood armor, you need either to be legendary or you need to have the episode where you can purchase the armor. But listen, if you go legendary for a year, it comes down to $10 a month. Personally, I know a lot of people complain about DC Universe Online. Sadly, especially right now on the forums, holy crap, it's getting to be annoying. I'm sometimes almost scared of going to the forums because all we see is complain, complain, complain. There's this handful of players who seems to be dead set on complaining about anything, and sadly they've pretty much infested the forum with their complaints. It could be. I wouldn't bet the farm on what is a reshoot or what is not a reshoot because we've seen too many examples to you should be able to buy colas at call killers. With a legendary membership, you there's no reason that you cannot afford colas. If you need a few tips, I'll see what I can do about doing that. But it's hard to tell in Justice League what was a reshoot and what was not a reshoot, because there's a lot of scenes that people seems to think was a reshoot that we find out later on that no, that was a Zack Snyder scene. And there was a lot. Then there's quite a few scenes where people thought that that was obviously a Zack Snyder scene, and then we find out 2 days later that no, that actually was a reshoot. So it's kind of hard to know exactly which was which. Yeah, you're probably lucky, Shadow, but also playing the broker is a skill. So if you have 63 millions, congrats, you did a good job playing the broker. Oh, it could be. I didn't follow up everything. I'm just saying, be careful about thinking which is a reshoot or not. Sometimes people will call a scene a reshoot when it's not. But if you're saying they did say it was a reshoot, then I believe it. Well, yeah, to try. Basically, if you guys aren't sure about whether you should go legendary or not, it's very easy. Go legendary for 1 month, just 1 month. It's $15 if you go just for 1 month. You can try it for 1 month and then decide if you want to be a legendary or not. That's what I did. When I started playing this universe online, I was free to play for about a week, maybe even less. And the very first thing I did when I was playing this universe online was I purchased. I'll show it to you right now. There we go. The very first thing is I went to the marketplace. I purchased where is it? There's so many new stuff now. Been a long time since I've been here. There we go. So the very first thing I purchased in this universe online was the future Batman Legend character. And when I did that, I became a premium player. Basically, as soon as you spend $5 in this universe online, you become a premium player. Right now, the Future Flash is only $4.50 because later down the line they added 10% off when you're a legendary player. But if I was a free-to-play player, the future Batman character would be $5. So basically, this is the very first thing I purchased. I became premium, and then I was premium for about a month. And also, I remember during that time, I purchased. I'm not sure if we can see it here. Anyway, the very first episode I purchased was the Fight for the Light DLC, basically the Green Lantern DLC. It was the very first episode that was published at the time. There we go. So this is the very first thing I purchased, the Fight for the Light DLC. And then I was wondering about whether I should purchase a Lightning Strikes. And the day that I could have purchased Lightning Strikes, I decided, you know what? Instead of spending, I think it was $9.99 at the time for the DLCs, I decided let's not spend $9.99 for the DLC. Let's spend $15 and let's be legendary for a month and let's see what happens. And I've been legendary ever since. Yeah, the pre-order Batman, sadly, there's nothing you can do about that. If you didn't pre-order the game, you don't have the pre-order Batman. You were able to get it for a while. Like basically, there were some stores where if you were buying the collector's edition from DC Universe Online, they would include the pre-order Batman. They still had some code for the pre-order Batman for a while. But sadly, I finally purchased the collector's edition on PC like 2 years after the fact, and so I bought it for like $100 on eBay or something, and it came up with a whole bunch of goodies, but sadly by then it didn't have the pre-order Batman anymore. Oh well, sometimes like you can see here, it tells me the same thing. Sometimes by default, the quest tracker tells you something by default. But what could be also maybe you did the research facility, but then you have to come back to your event tab, and you have to complete to your journal, or is it your journal? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's your journal. So go back to your journal and see if maybe you have like a completed Rings of Holidays, and maybe you have to click on it to properly complete it. It does that sometimes. No, they didn't have. They don't have that option just yet. But you were mentioning, Eric. Basically, at combat training 150 something. Let's see which mission we have. Well, you have quite a few Batman alternatives, so it's not as if we don't have any alternatives. I could show you one or two in a minute. But basically, around combat rating 150, what can you do at 150? Okay, so at 150, you have quite a few duos that you could play. So you can easily play from at least from the Flash Museum Burglary all the way to the Wolves of Darkseid as a duo. And for player missions, you can play. So you can play from the Desecrated Cathedral all the way to at least Phantom Zone, I think. And for one player, there's the Iceberg Lounge that you could play, and also at 150, you can still play. I'm pretty sure the new Genesis missions, which is what I'm going to go play right now because why not? Well, just select another mission. Sometimes your quest tracker gets stuck on sometimes a specific mission or on the last mission you did. So just click on another mission in your quest tracker, and it should stop showing you that message. So let's go to New Gen. Also, if you're 154, pretty sure you still get Marks of Victory from New Genesis. So I would strongly play the New Genesis mission. It's not that difficult a mission, and it gives you at least 3 Marks of Victory, if I remember correctly. And there's a nice vendor here if you need to repair. That vendor is selling the Mr. Miracle set of... I have a material. Oh, let's see the back piece. So that vendor is selling the Mr. Miracle set of gear, if you really want that. For the Flash, for the thing about the speed between the Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman, it always depends on... hello, Diggy. It always depends on the writer. Basically, the writer decides who's fastest. The writer will decide, may come up with ways for one to be faster than the other for some reason. It always comes down to the writer. It's something also that's been going on for pretty much as long as the Flash and Superman have existed. One of the early comics I remember seeing was the race between the Flash and Superman in order to decide who was faster. It was a bit sad because... Oh yeah, I can show you my loadout. Not sure if it's the best loadout. I didn't try it all that much, but it works well enough. Basically, right now I'm using Arc Lightning, Overcharge, Group Transducer, Electrocute, Voltaic Blast, and Telso Blast. Why did I choose those powers? Usually I'll try to use powers that allows me to be able to cast as much powers as I can and still have enough power to do so. So basically you start with your damage over time, which is Electrocute, and then you spam through your various powers depending on what you need. Oh yeah, I do use a healer, but only when I'm in a group. When I'm solo like this, I'll usually play only with I'll usually only play DPS. Not sure about hybrid. I didn't test it properly just yet. Usually by default, I have a tendency to go with the superpower focus. But basically, as you can see, one of the reasons I went with this loadout is that it allows me to pretty much spam my powers as much as I like. Basically, I like to spam powers. Can't explain why. I just like it.
Explosive
for the Infinity War, I'm dying to see it. They seem to be course correcting things that don't need to be course corrected. Like they seem to be in the in the process of changing things that don't really need to be changed. So I'm a little worried about that. The best example I can think of is Thanos. They seem to have redesigned Thanos completely. And I almost understand why. Basically, one of the complaints that a lot of people had in Guardians of the Galaxy was that Thanos didn't look very good and looked very, very fakey. But the problem wasn't with the design. It was with the animation. It wasn't animated properly. But somehow, instead of just changing what needed to be changed, meaning the design, the animation, they decided to completely changed everything. So I'm not too crazy about that. I don't want them to start being reactionary, which is probably DC's biggest problem right now. The DC are way too reactionary, and the last thing I want is for Marvel to start doing the same. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm worried that they're going to be reactionary, and also I'm a bit worried that they'll take the wrong message from their various films. Like they had the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was very successful. And now it seems they think all their films have to be jokey. So they made Thor Ragnarok very, very, very jokey. Yeah, I was a little put off by that. So it's as if they think that, okay, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was successful. It had 1 billion jokes. So let's have 1 billion jokes in Thor. And I didn't like that. As for the Fox buyout, we're gonna have to wait and see. Next week, from what I understand, next week we're going to get an official announcement about that. So next week we will know if it's going to be happening. From what I understand, there's also Universal, who seem is it Paramount or Universal? I forget. Who's also trying to place a bid on the Fox assets. But personally, I think it would be great if we could have the X-Men and the Avengers in the same universe. Remember Wolverine when he said that Logan would be his last Wolverine film? Well, he also said at some point that he would come back to play the Wolverine if it meant that he could be in the Avengers. So it could give us one more opportunity to see Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine. Doesn't have to be in Avengers. They could have, like, let's say they make an X-Men versus Avengers film. Well, we could have Hugh Jackman come back one last time as Wolverine. But for that, I guess we're going to have to wait and see if it actually happens. And we're going to have to wait and see what actually happens.
Data upload activated.
I missed a few comments. Just give me half a second. Yeah, the Venom movie could be fun. Oh, I would probably go with Super Speed. If I could choose a power, Super Speed would probably be it. Although I suspect it probably would be annoying. If you have Super Speed and no one else does, then you're always waiting after other people. So I guess that could be annoying. Also, imagine watching a film at normal speed when you're going at super speed. That probably would be annoying as well. But still, I would take super speed anyway.
Explosive arm awaiting detonation signal.
Yeah, ultimately, no matter what happens with the Disney Fox deal, Disney will get the X-Men back. From what I understand, Fox have the license for the X-Men, but they're not allowed to pass that license to someone else. So if Fox were to sell everything, let's say, to Paramount, is it Paramount or Universal? I forget. Let's say Paramount. If Fox were to sell everything to Paramount, the rights for the X-Men would go back to Marvel by default. Tobey Maguire. That's not even a question. Tobey Maguire. This is the new Genesis map. It's a tier 6 map. I'll show it to you in a bit.
Data upload activated.
The short answer is you can't really. To get Prometheum lockboxes, sadly you have to play the game, and you only get one Prometheum lockbox every 6 hours of gameplay. So basically, you have to play and play and play for 6 hours. Then after 6 hours, you defeat the very first opponent you defeat will give you a Prometheum lockbox. So all you can really do to get as many Prometheum lockboxes as you want is to play, play, and play, and sooner or later some will drop from the content.
Data upload activated. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
You mean Tom Holland? Yeah, he did fine. It's just that the only issue I have with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, or with the Homecoming Spider-Man film, is that it's pretty much like watching a Disney movie, which technically it is, but you get what I mean. Like a movie from the Disney Channel.
Data upload activated.
Well, they've already done the multiverse with Doctor Strange. If you look at Doctor Strange, when the Ancient One sends Doctor Strange to do a whole bunch of weird, freaky stuff, she was sending him flying through the multiverse, basically. My guess is that Disney would not mess with what is already in production. So let's say Deadpool 2 is already in production, so Disney would not mess with that, but they will definitely mess with Deadpool 3. Basically, if you need an example of that, at some point, when Disney bought Marvel, Marvel had a few TV series at the time. They had Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes, they had Spectacular Spider-Man, and probably others I forget to mention. Well, as soon as Disney bought Marvel, those series were gone, and they were replaced with Ultimate Spider-Man and the Avengers Assemble. So I guarantee you that it will have an impact. They will make changes to future film, but whatever films are already in production right now, they'll probably finish them as it is. But you can bet that in the future, any future film that will come after the buyout, those will be Disney will have a big influence on those. The X-Men and the Fantastic Four. Called me crazy, but I wouldn't introduce them. I would pretend they were there all along, but we just didn't know about them. I would have done the same with Spider-Man, but well, technically that's what they did with Spider-Man. So, but personally, I would have loved if they had found a way to maybe bring back the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. There's quite a few ways they could have done that, but obviously they chose to go with a new, younger Spider-Man. But what can you do? Thank you, Crawl Killer. Well, ironically enough, you may think that, but there's a lot of people who... Oh, I guess we're down here. There's a lot of people who brought their kids to see Deadpool. So, which is probably one of the reasons why Deadpool did so well, despite being R-rated. You have to understand that no R-rated film makes the amount of money Deadpool did, because an R-rated film you don't bring your family usually. But for Deadpool, a lot of people did bring their kids, even though if it wasn't very appropriate. Oh, I don't have Marks of Victory anymore. I'm so sad. So Eric, forget what I said. You cannot play this mission and get Marks of Victory. Or did I? Anyways.
There's more to do if you're willing to help us again.
So the map over here is New Genesis. Let me show you the map. So basically you have the map over here, and when you grab the little mission here, in some maps they give you random missions. Like in some maps, when you talk to the quest giver, there's like 1 out of 3 missions you can get. So usually there's a random for the missions you can get. But here, instead of giving you a random missions, there are different missions in random areas of the map and different areas of the map. So basically, instead of having a random mission, you can choose which mission you're going to play. Oh, you got the Flash emblem? Congrats. Well, setting in DFF in the 60s could kind of work. The issue with that is that if you get them in the 60s, if you set them in the 60s, they wouldn't be able to meet the Avengers. Or they could meet Hank Pym like with what's his name? Michael Douglas. But it wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I just realized that. Sorry about that. At some point, you don't get marks of victory anymore. For those who have been wondering, basically the new Genesis map, you gain access through here. And sadly, at some point, you don't get marks of victory anymore from it. It's sad, but it happens. I'm not sure if you can trade with players if you're a free-to-play player. I think there's a loophole, though. I believe that if you're part of a league, you have access to the league bank. So I think they could trade you stuff through the league bank. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure about that. But because I seem to... It's been a long time since I played for free, so I hope you'll forgive me if I misremember a few things. Also, there could have been a few changes that I'm not aware of. Yeah, once you reach high level, there's only certain missions that will give you mark. It's sad, but that's how it works. Basically, listen, Eric, all you can really do, play your missions every day as you can, and sooner or later you will get the marks for the gear you want. If I could tell my past self something, I would say, don't do it. And then I would probably disappear before saying, what is it that I shouldn't do? But if I could go back, I would tell myself, buy the game, pre-order the game as soon as you can. Well, technically, they're all Elseworld stories. There was someone who suggested to have the Fantastic Four be set in the 60s. I think it's Movie Bob, but I could be misremembering. I think Movie Bob had this theory that they could have made the Fantastic Four in the 60s. And then they have basically the first film happened in the 60s, as if nothing happened. And then I think they go through the negative zone, and when they come back, they're in the current time or something like that. Or they go through a wormhole. I forget the exact story that he came up with. So basically, he had come up with an idea where he would create the Fantastic Four in the 60s as a period piece, not unlike Captain America. And then at the end of the film, the Fantastic Four would end up in modern time, and they would be sort of heroes out of time, a little bit like Captain America should be. Although they didn't, they pretty much bypassed the whole hero out of time bit. They made a bit of fun about it in the first Avenger movie, maybe a little bit in the second Avenger movie, but overall, you barely notice that Captain America is a guy from the 40s. They could make Hank Pym in the 60s, although it would be very expensive to do. If you remember at the start of Ant-Man, we do see Hank Pym from I'm not sure if it's the 60s or the 70s. Anyway, you see Hank Pym from the past, but they had to digitally make him look younger. So yeah, we could have the Fantastic Four meet Hank Pym in the 60s, but it would be expensive. It would be expensive to digitally de-age Michael Douglas, or they would have to try to find some other actor that kind of looks like him. But there's quite a few theories that people have online about how to bring back the Fantastic Four. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what they actually end up doing. Oh yeah, and you were wondering about the Red Hood. Well, I suspect you probably know, but the Red Hood gear is somewhere around here. I always forget which one. Not this one. Although I probably don't have access to the gear just yet, so odds are I won't be able to even see it.
each piece of enhanced battle armor is available
I'm on
in
US
multiple
server,
combat
yes.
modes and customizable colors.
Well, technically, you not the traditional way, but you can in a way, yes.
Combatant.
I'll explain to you in 1 second. Let's go to Earth 3. Right now, you guys know probably that the new DLC we had was Earth 3. You get access to Earth 3 even if you're a free-to-play player, even if your character is only level 10, you gain access to the Earth 3 DLC. So let's assume, oh, Iron Man, I like that. Yeah, you can for free. Let me explain to you how. There's a few ways to be able to do so. Well, technically in the comics, Peter Parker is pretty much Tony Stark Jr. now. So basically, if you're a free-to-play player, and as soon as you have a level 10 character, you can come to this map, the Earth 3 map. You can play the Earth 3 mission. Some of those will give you little boxes that could possibly reward you with gear. So that would be one way to keep on increasing your combat rating. Another way would be to talk to this little guy here. And here, this little guy is selling the Speed Demon set of gear. So even if you're level 10, even if you're a free-to-play player, you can come to see this little guy, and you can purchase gear from this little guy. And that gear scales to your character's level, and that gear can be up to max item level 182. So let's say you're playing as a free-to-play player, and you reach tier 4, pretty much the maximum level you can reach as a free-to-play player. Then you could try to still increase your combat rating, playing the Earth 3 missions and buying the gear from the Earth 3 missions. And the same with if you go into the on-duty menu, and the event tab, everyone has access to those missions. So in the event tab, you can see there's 4 Earth 3 missions. They're relevant to level 10 or plus. So again, as soon as you reach level 10, you could play those 4 missions. And then get gear from those missions, get marks from those missions. That would allow you to purchase gear from this little guy over here. I probably don't have it on Flash, but I don't remember what the solar aura looks like. Also, if you're a free-to-play player, so there's the Earth 3 DLC that can help you raise your combat rating, even you're a free-to-play player, and even if you reach like the maximum, like tier 4, tier 5, that you can reach as a free-to-play player. So the Earth 3 DLC could allow free-to-play players to still earn, to still increase their combat rating. And the other way that as a free-to-play player that you could still increase your combat rating, actually no, I think they changed that. Let me check. I was about to say the Christmas seasonal could be another way, but I think they made a change so that that's now no longer possible. Just give me half a second. Oh yeah. So I was going to say the Christmas seasonal would be another way for free-to-play player to increase their combat rating, but I just remembered that basically they changed that. At some point, the seasonal vendors were giving you gear. You could purchase gear from the seasonal vendors, but it seems they changed it. Like right now, you can see we're not buying the gear anymore. We're just buying the styles, which reminds me why the prices went back down a bit. So in the past, you could have used the Christmas seasonal or the Halloween seasonal to increase your combat rating. But I guess with the Earth 3 DLC, you no longer need that. So basically, just play the Earth 3 DLC as a free-to-play player, and you should be able to keep on upgrading your combat rating. The same is true also for the Vault. When you play the Vault will give you a few pieces of gear. So playing the Vault, I don't know, I guess you can play the Vault once a week as a free-to-play player. Well, did I play the Vault today? Oh yeah. The Vault is also another way that you can still increase your combat rating if you're a free-to-play player. You can bypass the seasonal styles. Oh, you can bypass seasonal styles, assuming that it is the seasonal. I will show it to you in a bit. That's good, Rain. We need more players, Rain. So download this universe and come play with us. It's okay. If you get a little burnt out, you can go play something else for a while and then you come back. I'm not sure who's Falcon Infinity War. Let's say yes for now. Free money for vendor, you have to play the missions. At 179, I forget which missions you have to play, but there are a few places in the game where you can actually progress a bit faster, and there are a few places in the game that sadly will slow down your progress. So depending where you are, sometimes you just have to power run through, and you'll make it later on. So basically, that's no good. That's no good. That's no good. So right now we got a new weapon for our character. So you can get manacle boxes from the vault, and that also could help you increase your combat rating. Well, there is a shield helicarrier in Deadpool, but it was just as an odd or as a. Where's our friend Falcon? Oh, there we are. So for those who are asking about the past seasonal styles, you can get those. You can get them from the seasonal vendor, but it has to be the current seasonal. Like right now, you can get the past Christmas seasonal gear or styles. If you scroll all the way down, you will see those styles. So here you can see the Krampus. I'm not sure when that was from. Like you can see the honorary elf right here, and you can see. I'm sure I forgot one. You can see the Arctic gear. I think this was like the first or the second seasonal gear. I forget, or the second seasonal style. But basically, if you like, you can see here the jolly hats, the festive winter overcoat, winter pants, winter boots. So you do have access to the past seasonal styles. But it has to be the past Christmas seasonal styles. Basically, whatever styles comes up with a seasonal, you have to play. You have to get those from the current the seasonal vendor while the vendor is up. Mark tokens? Not sure. Nah, that's okay. I don't need to know glitches. Well, for the Halloween seasonal styles, you have to get the styles during the Halloween seasonal. Sadly, for the seasonals, there's no escaping it. While the seasonal is going, that is when you must get the styles. Otherwise,
The power in Larfleeze's ring is the exact opposite of the true spirit of the holiday season. Recover the stolen holiday goods and show him what the holiday season is really about. Generosity.
So I'm not sure about the question about the 1 mark token, but basically there's a sometimes there's a vendor that will give you like one mark, 1 mark of victory and one current mark. In this case, it was the ultra buck. Why did they add that? I have no idea. I'll see you, crawler killer, claw killer. I knew I would get it at some point. Yeah, the deal seems to be around 60 billion. Remember when we thought they had spent a lot of money on Star Wars with 4 billions? If it's only a visual glitch, Shadow, then you can tell us. So let's wait for our friend Falcon. Well, they get a whole bunch of stuff, but basically what they were after were obviously the Fox and X-Men, the Fox, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four rights. But most importantly, the Star Wars rights. Like Fox still had part of the rights for Star Wars. I think they had the rights for like the 3 original films or something like that, or maybe just the first original film. I forget. But basically, Fox still had some sort of Star Wars rights. So again, I guarantee you that one of the reasons why they wanted to buy Fox was for the Marvel properties and for the Star Wars properties. As for the rest of the properties, we're not sure exactly what it is they're buying. We suspect that they're probably buying X-Files and stuff like that. But obviously, there's properties like Gotham that they just cannot buy. So as soon as let's say the license for Gotham will end, Gotham will revert back to Warner and DC, obviously.
Hello.
Oh, I hear you. Hello there.
Hello.
Let me adjust your sound just a bit.
How do you get the flashing from the broker?
Just give me
Or
1
did-
second.
Or did you get it from the time capsule?
Okay, say that again.
Did you get the flashing from the broker or the capsule?
The emblem, I got it from the capsule. I'm pretty sure. But you can also buy it on the broker if you somehow you're not lucky. It's one of the rare items on the capsule, so it's very easy to open a time capsule and still not get the flash emblem. So if you really want to have the emblem, ideally buy it from the broker. Especially right now, like I'm not sure how expensive it is on the broker, but if you try to get it opening a time capsule, you'll probably have to open quite a few of them before you actually get it. So it seems simple enough for me to just buy it from the broker, but whichever you prefer, that works.
I have 3 there, but it's only an escort. So I don't got membership. But I'm getting
Oh well, yeah. If you're a premium player or a free-to-play player, buying stuff from the broker gets a bit challenging.
My friend bought me this chest from the broker.
Just what I wanted.
Well, I can see how some people could think that the Disney buying Fox would bring some sort of monopoly. But ironically enough, when Disney bought Star Wars, no one mentioned that.
Disney bought Marvel. And
Yeah, they bought
Sony
Marvel
bought-
a long time ago.
My friend says Sony bought Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sony has Spider-Man. They bought it in the mid '90s, late '90s, or something like that.
There's a lot of brands that people brands.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you've been playing long?
Hmm?
Have you been playing long?
Yep. For like 3 years. I had this character for 2 years. This is what all my PvP gear is.
Okay.
I got the snowman trinket from the vault when I just went.
Style DCUO is asking if I could do a Deathstroke style video. I did one last summer. Well, yeah, I could probably make a new one. Actually,
did you do the classic?
Sorry?
Did you do the classic Deathstroke or like?
I did a few. I did the classic and the new 52 one. Although I've been dying to make a new Deathstroke video, so I would probably make one. Oh, I'm done. I don't know if you still need.
I'm done.
Okay. Ah, the cute dance.
I've been watching your video for about like 2 years.
Oh, thank you.
And I told my friends to sub to you.
It's much appreciated.
Now I gotta take off these boots and this trinket.
behind a security door. The excess energy in the building has shorted out the locking mechanism. Give it a good whack and you should be able to get inside. Whoa, check out that horde. There's the power rings trapped inside those emitters. They're fueling the shield surrounding him. Get in the mix and interrupt the flow of energy.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yep. At first I was in the instance chat.
Disrupting energy from each emitter. That will temporarily disable the shield that's protecting larvae.
I rarely switch to instant chat anymore. There's let's say some annoying players sometimes.
Yep. And then there's just one guy named Wallace West. Then you always want to see somebody scrimmage.
Usually I'll stick to group chat, or even better to league chat.
Yep, I stay in league chat sometimes just to talk to my league members. I am a snowman.
Ah, that's sweet.
I didn't know you get it from the vault. I didn't know how to get this from the vault. I got a lot of things from the vault. I got the Superman ball from the vault today. I got a lot of things from the vault.
Oh.
Isn't this the character that you use for your Magneto?
No, that's not. My character that I used for Magneto used to be the Multiverse, but I changed it. I changed it with Game Update 73.
Do you have any tips for people for what they do on DC?
Oh, I have a lot of tips. It depends on what you need to know. But sometimes some people will ask tips for things that you don't really have tips for. So it depends.
I'm talking about the stuff with PvP.
For PvP, there's no miracle. You get the best PvP you can, and you just do it. Sometimes you'll face much better players than you. Sometimes the matchmaking is fishy. Sometimes So that's probably my biggest complaint about PvP. I know a lot of people complain about PvP for various reasons, but for me the only real complaint is the matchmaking. The way the matchmaking work or doesn't work is pretty much my only gripe I have with the PvP. Because for PvP, there's always a few ways to exploit it. Like right now, from what I understand, a lot of people are exploiting Catwoman, which seems to be a bit more powerful than the rest. But there's always a cycle. At some point, Steel was more powerful. It wasn't rare that sometimes you would end up facing like entire teams of Steel. Then some other characters were more powerful. Like at some points, any character that could summon ads were way more powerful.
What is your biggest pet peeve about DC? Like, what don't you like about DC?
My biggest complaint, I'm not sure. I would have to give it some thoughts.
My biggest complaint is that don't you see how this is when he's like way lower level than us? You're a 132 and I'm a 100 as well. If we end up 4 feet, it lowers our CR.
Well, I guess the clamp would be my biggest complaint, like how they clamp the characters. But I understand why they're doing it. Basically, when you have a character that's at 200 something combat rating, often they'll skip a whole bunch of ads or they won't wait for everyone. So I understand why they see the clamp as some sort of solution for that, but it's not really a good idea.
There's a lot of things I'm doing. It's a hard thing. I have a villain, right? So I'm trying to get the cyborg hands and then the flash boots. So that's why I'm just trying to get him to like around 30.
I wasn't hurting anyone.
Great job. The Green Lantern Corps can take it from here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to learn, and there's a lot of stuff to farm for, depending on what you prefer.
I like your big egg style. It's cool.
That wasn't too bad.
I think I'm gonna buy the chest style for the legs. Sail.
I guess I'll wait a bit.
I might buy the Captain Coldhead.
There's a Future 6 who wants to join us. I'm not sure if what combat rating
I'll
he
make
is.
you group leader. I'll make you group leader if you want to invite him.
Okay.
Or we gotta lead the instance first. Well, I gotta lead the instance. I wonder what should I buy? Or should I save up to 50? Okay. There you go. Oh, you're a healer.
Oh yeah.
You wanna duel?
You're not a hero?
I am.
Okay.
Fix my stuff. I wonder if I could beat you. I'm just not to be mean though. I'm just wondering.
Oh, so you want a PvP? Yeah, sure. We could give it a try. I don't have any PvP gear with this guy, but we can try if you want.
Okay. Cause sometimes it doesn't work at all. Cause if you're like a level 200, it won't work at all.
Oh no, actually I do have a PvP armory. Let's do that.
One. Fight.
Yep. I do not fight healers in PvP. It's so easy for them to win. Nope.
Oh, you did good.
Yes.
Oh, we have a future.
We are in Gotham. If you're looking for us, we're in Gotham.
Well, I'm going to start a mission. So let's see what we could play.
Hold on, can I invite my friend real quick?
Sorry?
Can I invite my friend real quick?
Sure.
Then I make a group leader again.
Oh, you can stay group leader. That's fine.
I don't know if we're gonna queue up for it. That's why I was gonna use it.
Well, just choose a mission that we can all play. That'll be good.
Alright. He might lead a group because he's crazy.
You saved the holidays.
Nope, the other dude's group leader. Future 60. Future 06.
Oh, sorry, I promoted the wrong guy.
Make him group leader again. Make Flash Fury group leader again. I'm just gonna do it without him.
Hooray! A holiday present.
Multiverse, do you have membership?
Yeah, I have a membership on PS4 and I have a membership on PC.
So you can do any mission.
I can do them all.
What is the best membership to get? Like legendary or just regular?
Well, legendary is membership. The only distinction is would be between legendary and premium. Legendary obviously is much better than premium. You have unlimited cash, and you have access to all the content.
Yep,
Oh, you're group leader now.
He ain't gonna join. There you go.
That's okay. If there's 4 of us, we won't have to wait for anyone. We're going to be able to go into 4-player missions directly.
Do you have any friends you can invite?
Not really. Let me check. Right now, I don't think... A lot of my friends sadly gave up on this universe online a few times, so my friend list is pretty empty right now. But I do have still a few. No, I'm the only one right now.
That's just messed up. What about your league?
My league is a very small league. There's only a couple of people, and they're only there once in a while. And a lot of those are either free to play or premium, so they don't have access to all the content.
I got mad when my friend said he didn't have the. I didn't mean to get mad, but he said he didn't have the. He wasn't able to do all science cells. You know the Green Lantern missions. So then I got mad, which was wrong.
So let's try the League of Assassins. We're going to... Oh, just a sec.
That way split.
Did you ever play Coast City?
Mm-hmm.
I could give it a try.
Damn it, same controller.
Bad Production is asking how do you talk in League and group chat. I don't think you can. It's one or the other. Right now I'm in group chat. I can switch to League chat like this, but I don't think you can do both.
You can't do it at the same time. You gotta choose which one you wanna talk to.
We're waiting for a future.
Why doesn't he queue up at all?
Good question.
Did you get the back piece? A lot of people say it's a good back piece for Flash.
The electric one?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it on my multiverse. I should probably get it on this character.
I have my Christmas sack too. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. There we go. PvP chest. 112, 112, 112.
Bad Production is asking about the League chat again. I'm not sure why you don't get the same colors. Bad. There has to be a reason. I'm just not sure what it is.
Some people say that the people who created this game barely know about the regular like DC, but I don't believe.
No, they're saying that because sometimes, when they used to do live streams in the past, and sometimes in past live stream, you could tell that the DC Universe Online devs were not the best players in the world. So that's why people have been saying that the devs don't seem to know their own game.
I was watching a YouTuber. He was trying to fight Meps, but Meps had the God mode thing, and then he got real mad.
Yeah, Meps can be evil that way.
I don't think people use that face for Kid Flash. I thought they only use that for Bart. But just not to be me, I'm just saying.
Oh, Future did cure, okay.
The D in Dead Man Emblem. Future. You on duty. He's not ready. Oh, yes he is.
Yeah, he's ready. I'm wondering if do you guys need any Electrum for the Catalyst?
Hmm?
We can get some Area 51 Electrum, some Electrum in Area 51, if you guys need
What
any.
is that? What is it for?
It's to upgrade your artifacts.
I don't think that helps me, the artifacts.
Okay, so we won't do it then.
I don't think it helped with my CR at all, cause it hasn't brought up my CR at all. I thought it would bring up my CR first. I don't have no more. Yep, I deleted it. Oh my gosh, I ain't even deleted it. Oh, I already have it equipped. Oh, it does have on CR.
It does what?
I said it does level up my CR just a little bit. So you're the highest level here. Sometimes I like to rush through this mission because they do way too much
comes to
damage.
the slaughter. Send them to their death.
I want his chest tiles. I have the wrong floor.
Enough. When the claws of the demon fall, death can be delayed for a short time. How did you enter here, infidel? I am Rachel Ghul, and this temple is not visible on any map. You arrive just as my rite begins to flood the earth and leave only the worthy alive. But no matter. You shall never see this paradise. Despair and die.
Everybody get at one.
Not sure why Future is next to me.
Future over here. Before they kill us.
Oh, we got it, I think.
Why didn't you help us, Future?
Some people don't know what needs to be done
What to do.
sometimes.
Hey, Multiverse, you want this collection I got?
No, I'm good. Basically, right now I'm only missing like the top collections. So if you need a,
It's
sorry.
for the young quick hit, so nobody has to buy it anyway. I'm almost finished. I got like 7 out of 12, so I need
Well, I did complete the winter collection, so I don't really need it.
I finished the polar bear hat and then the red nose collection. Oh my god, nope. He has the shield.
The darkness calls.
Let's throw this at him.
The darkness calls you.
Oops. Attack! Does he have super speed?
He's a little fast. Not sure if he has super speed.
Cause I just saw him. No, that was you that ran around. I thought he ran around you.
The darkness calls you. The darkness calls you.
He's hittable. Yep, he just ran in the circle like Space Jam.
The darkness calls.
Stop using your shield. Like
The darkness calls.
Oh, assassin.
Well, I won't say it's my own group, but we do have a group.
The darkness.
Yep, I can't get none of this. This is for healer and tank. But I think it's prestige points.
Oh, you're doing good as a controller.
My friend said to get control of this character.
Intruders! Students of death, protect the sacred temple! First line of assault, attack!
Doing the second lesson. Multiverse.
You have learned nothing. Second assault! Show them all the price of failure!
Come on, last wave, fight us. I'm about to get everything that's up here. I think I already collected. Oh, yep, I already collected it. Ooh. Did someone go in?
Yeah, someone rushed ahead. It always happens.
Well, I guess that person's gonna die now. Let's go.
Usually it happens with high-level players. Right now we don't really have anyone that high, so it shouldn't be happening. But
No one went in.
oh no,
It's
it
okay.
was just a cinematic that happens when we reach that point. Okay. I was a bit surprised. Usually that kind of stuff happens when we have high-level players with us. But luckily it was just a cinematic.
Because people be rushing through just to get to it. So you can miss briefs and everything else. I think I should do the briefing for the 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 jetpacks after I do this. Then after that I might have all the movements for this kid. Do you know how to get the jetpack?
Which jetpack?
It's like if you have say if I let you know I have acrobatics, then I have super speed. Like I have the JK.
Oh, that comes from the vault. You have to be really lucky to get that from the vault.
What the boot?
The jetpack, the boots, and the gloves for the acrobatic, that comes from the vault, and you have to be really lucky to get those.
They said you could get it from the briefing.
Uh,
Somebody did get it.
So if someone told you that, they weren't very truthful. Basically, this is a rare drop from the vault, and you're gonna have to run the vault a lot before you get it, assuming you do get it.
Well, I got three. No, I got three rare things from the vault today. Snowman trinket, Superman trinket, Joker trinket. Got the ball, the bouncy ball. Stone Center? Who spawned there, people?
Eric wants to make you jealous. He says he got all three of them.
Well, I only got. I don't need the gloves. They already got acrobatic. Well, I don't think it's tradable for the gloves.
No, it's not. You have that. That's why it's so hard to get. You have to run the vault with the character that you want the jetpack with, and you hope to get lucky to get it. Like I do have the jetpack on quite a few characters, but there's only one character that I have it on that I really wanted. And the same with the speed boots. Like this character doesn't have the speed boots. I don't need the speed boots because obviously I'm a super speed, but I would love to have the speed boots to be able to get the style. But sadly, didn't happen just yet.
A lot of people say a lot of things that they could get up in this, but they don't.
Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of things. You have to be a little
But
careful about
they
the.
have it, they lie on how they get
Well, sometimes people will not be very truthful, or sometimes they may think they got it someplace, and that's not really why they have it. Like sometimes you'll play a mission, you look at your stuff, and you realize that, oh, I got I don't know, the speed boots. So maybe some people played a mission or completed a collection, and they thought that's where the speed boots came from, but it was already in their inventory from maybe running the vault. That can happen also sometimes. But as a rule of thumb, I would suggest that if someone says the wrong thing, sometimes it's a little bit on purpose.
The first thing I'm buying when I get my Christmas present is a lair, because I need that. I like layers. Because
There's
one
a
half is
few.
going to be one half is going to be where the speed treadmill is going to be where I at. I'm gonna keep the speed treadmill downstairs and then keep the house upstairs.
There's a few nice layers you can have.
I want the house one, the house version, not the back cave. Anything.
Soon the waters of purity will rise to burn away the taint of
Then I'm gonna buy membership. I'm gonna buy a lot of things with my PlayStation card.
rise, purified with the fire of death. Your time in this world has come to an end. You'll never get the best of me.
This place looks bigger in the picture.
Pity you oppose me.
Rick is
You're
asking.
doing more damage than me.
Sorry?
You're doing way more damage than I am.
Well, I'm a high level, that's why.
But then on duty, it says I'm doing the second one. You are doing the one that.
Oh, it makes sense. Looking at the combat rating, yeah. Looking at the combat rating, it's to be expected.
He just healed himself first. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to go snowman all over this dude.
Best of humanity to prevail.
Cool off his fire.
But you cannot prevent the waters from rising. For the final catalyst is my own blood. No! The water of purity. It fights the Lazarus effects within me. It seeks to destroy its own master. You shall be purged from this earth. You'll never
Snowman power. Snowstorm.
Aww.
Frosty the Snowman.
not bad.
Oh. Seafood. Oh, I got the re-gifted sweater.
Let's give a little bow to everyone.
It gave me something, but I don't know what it does.
It gave you what?
Something like this little thing. I don't know what it does though. I have 3 Christmas sweaters now.
Sure.
My supercharge is almost up.
So that's going to be it for me for today, guys.
Alright. Fire!
Oh, I don't need to trade. What do you need to trade?
He probably want that flash emblem. That's what he probably wants. That's what a lot of people want. What is the name of that chest that you have?
The chest I have? That's just a slimline chest.
Huh?
It's the reverse slimline or something like that.
Well, he don't look like it. I have it, but it don't look the same. See? It does not look the same. Bro, at first you were 132, now you're 133.
It depends on what armor I'm using.
Oh. I have 16 leaves, 1 ultra buck, 40 quartz, 5 marks of victory, 2 sleepy battles, 300 marks of valor, 4 hearts, 21 mark of legend, 3 mark bill, 10 stabilizer fragments.
So is that going to be it for me now, guys? I'm just going to go back to my base to repair a bit, and I'll leave afterwards. So thanks for the missions, guys. It was fun. Maybe we can do that some other time. Okay, let's catch up a few questions that I missed. It's kind of hard to be in a group and answer questions. Sorry about that, guys. If I can show later my favorite character, it's probably the multiverse. I'll show it probably later tonight. For the next Justice League movie, I have no idea because basically it's very bad news for Justice League fans. But seeing the numbers that we're getting with Justice League, like Justice League didn't make as much cash as they should have made with their first film, and even worse than that is the second weekend. It was during the Thanksgiving weekend, and they made a bit of cash, but nowhere near as much as they should have. They didn't drop 60%, but they came really darn close. And the third weekend, like basically between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think the only movie that they have as a competition is Star Wars. So they had like 2-3 weeks where they could have made a whole bunch of money, and sadly they still dropped 60% for their third weekend. So the writing is pretty much on the wall. We won't see any more of this Justice League. So my guess is the next Justice League movie will be a new quote-unquote origin story where we will see the Justice League coming together. It's sad, but that's how it is. Ninja Batman does look weird. It looks stunning, but it does look clunky at the same time. Basically, doing 3D animation is always challenging. And especially even more when you try to be stylish about it. And you could tell that the early on, whenever the character would start moving a bit, they would do like quick cuts, so that we wouldn't really see the animation in the first trailer. So I suspect it's going to look beautiful, but the animation will be very clunky, especially the expression of the characters and the lip sync of the characters, basically when the characters will talk. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for either a better trailer or for the actual. Not sure if it's a film or a series. I have no idea. I don't have that much information about Batman Ninja somehow. Oh well. As for my favorite character, oh, that's most probably this one. Yes, I am the Flash with this version. But my favorite has to be this character. This is pretty much my main character. That's the character I play the most. That's the character I have that has the most styles. But I do enjoy really playing as the Batman. I enjoy playing as the Flash. I enjoy playing as Green Lantern. I enjoy playing as a whole bunch of different characters. If this character could do it all, I would probably just play with this one character. I'm pretty darn close to being able to, but basically I'm still stuck with the same powers. And also, there's a few videos I have in the pipeline. Let's go check. Like you can see, I'm working on a new All-Man video. Some of you guys have been requesting a new All-Man video, so that's in the works. This guy is a Quantum. Well, let's check our mail a bit. I'm trying to sell a whole bunch of white exhibits, and it's, let's say, challenging. No one wants to buy that crap. Basically, I have like hundreds of white exhibits that of white mods, I should say, not exhibits, white mod. So no one seems to be willing to buy that. Well, switching powers cost $10 each time, so it can get a bit expensive when you do that. Doing a new Batman Beyond will be challenging. Like technically I can switch to other characters if I want to, and I can use. We were talking about the jetpack earlier. I don't have the jetpack with this character, but I do have the speed boots. So yeah, technically I could switch to, let's say, the speed boots and play a Flash type character, or in this case an evil Johnny Quick character. But sadly, I still have quantum powers. So if I wanted to play a character with electric powers, not really an option. And yeah, I expect a Johnny Quick video before long. The Batman Beyond armor comes from the time capsules, the Gotham time capsules. Come on. Evil boots, they don't want to let me transform. Thank you, unknown player. I have a lot of styles, which is why originally this was my Magneto character. I switched it to the multiverse so that I could try to use a bit more the billion styles that I have. So I have way too many styles, and there's sadly only so many characters you can have, or so many armories you can have. So it gets a little challenging to try to use a lot of the good styles that we have. Oh well. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Basically, keep a lookout. Technically, I should be making a Supergirl video. I guess we're going to have to wait and see for that. Ideally, I would like to do like a Supergirl video, a Flash video, and all that. I'm not sure if I'm going to find the time to do all that, so I may end up doing just one video about all the CW shows. I'm still thinking about that. And there's a whole bunch of videos that I'm working on. I'm working on an All-Man video. I'm working on a Johnny Quick video. I'm working on a Hawk and Dove video, and even a Superman. You can see behind me Superman with the Superwoman emblem. So I have quite a lot of videos in the pipeline. If you're lucky, expect a whole bunch of videos. Deathstroke has been added to the mix. I made a Deathstroke video like in last June or July, and not that long ago. But when I saw basically we had a two-parter in Arrow with Deathstroke, and it was so awesome that I almost made a video right there and then. But I had other videos that I wanted to make also at that time, so I ended up not doing the Deathstroke video. But seeing how some of you guys are asking for a Deathstroke, yeah, I will make a Deathstroke video about the Deathstroke styles. Also, I'll make in that video I will also talk about the Deathstroke we saw in the Arrow TV show, which was all kinds of awesome, which is pretty much the some of the best reasons to watch the Arrow TV show. Beast Boy. I'll see what I can do about Beast Boy, although right now I'm not sure what I could actually do with Beast Boy, but I'll try to come up with something. So that's going to be it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.